Hi children, good morning. In today's class we will try to learn classification of matter. Okay children, before starting the video, first of all you like the video, share the video and subscribe our channel so that it will pass to much more children and they will be able to learn the things. And after that you try to see the video slowly. If possible, have a notes of it. It will be very useful for your examination. Okay, daily you watch one video, it is enough so that you will get much knowledge. I assure you children, I am working very hard in order to make these videos. I have referred so many books, okay, and I am making this video. I am grouping all the content at one particular place. Not only 6th class children, though you are 7th, 8th, 9th children, you may also watch this video. You will get much content. I am using a deeper content, much deeper content. I am going to give clarity to each and every concept. So try to listen carefully. Okay, let us start children. See now, why do we need to group elements or group materials? Sorry, not elements, materials. See, the one more question here is whether palm of your hand is opaque, transparent or translucent. Our palm of our hand is not opaque and not transparent. It comes under translucent. If we keep near a much glowing bulb, our palm seems to be reddish, and you see in the opposite side we can get a reddish color through our palm. That itself indicates that it is allowing little bit of light to pass through. So that's why it comes under translucent. Light partially passes through your hand. And next, one more question. Why do we need to group materials? Okay, so one thing is convenient in daily life. At home and in shop, grouping the similar items together, making it easy to find them quickly. Even in medical shops or at home, in kitchen, so mother used to keep boxes, similar kind of masala items, so different kind of things she will keep at one particular place, and coffee and some other things they will be grouped under some other categories. Okay, vessels also of different sizes, they used to keep those materials in some other categories so that easily we can get it. Okay, that is one thing. And studying their properties, if you group them, we can study easily those properties, okay, and observe the patterns of similarities in those properties. And next thing is, elements and compounds are made of pure substances. After all, what make them pure? How these materials, how these elements and compounds are pure? How we can classify or how we can define a pure substance? A pure substance may be defined as a homogeneous material. See here children, homogeneous material which contains the particles of one kind, I mean similar kind of particles, and has definite set of properties. All those particles will have same set of properties. However, if a substance is made of two or more kinds of particles combined together, the proportion of these combined particles by weight remains constant. They will be called as compounds. Next example, clear tap water containing dissolved salts, air, so it is not pure. Okay, in clear water, tap water, we will get dissolved salts. There will be different kinds of salts in that, and also air will be mixed. Oxygen is also there in that. Air is also dust, air, different air components have been mixed, so it is not considered as pure one. Milk contains fats, carbohydrates, proteins, salts, vitamins and water, so it is also not considered as pure one. Honey contains sugar and other molecules, making it impure. Fruit juices has sugar, mineral salts and organic compounds, so it is also an impure one. Medicines are usually made of different mixed substances, so it is also considered as an impure one. In almost all in nature, we are going to get only impure substances. Very few are pure substances that are in nature, that are available in nature. What is mixture? The most of substances occurring in nature are not pure, they are mixtures only. Mixture contains two or more pure substances that are physically combined. Definition of mixture: if two or more substances, elements, compounds or both, they are mixed together in any ratio, in any proportion, such that they do not undergo any chemical reaction. This mixture should not undergo any chemical reaction but retain their individual properties, then the resulting mass is called a mixture. Suppose you mix sand with salt. If both are mixed, in that sand will have sand properties only and salt will have salt properties only, though they are mixed. We will see now, we will see the different examples here. Mixing powder charcoal and sand. Powder charcoal. So mix thoroughly a spoon of powder charcoal and a spoonful of sand. Can you see the particles of sand and charcoal? Are these particles evenly distributed in the mixture? Mix thoroughly the spoon powder of charcoal. So the conclusion is the particles of sand and charcoal are not evenly distributed in the mixture. You try to mix 1 spoon of sand and 1 spoon of charcoal. They are not evenly distributed. Okay, and they form heterogeneous mixture. If they are not evenly distributed, then that is said to be considered as heterogeneous mixture. Next we go for one more investigation. Dissolve salt in water. Take 1 spoon of salt in 1 glass of water or 1 bowl of water. What happens? Stir the solution, observe the solution. What we observe? Particles of salt dissolved completely and evenly in the water, forming a homogeneous mixture there. Salt has dissolved completely in water. If you take 1 spoon of salt water and taste it, and you take 1 more spoon of salt water and you taste it, you watch it, seems to be same and taste is also same, because it is evenly distributed all over the water. That is why it is called as homogeneous mixture. Particles of salt are no longer visible. In the previous case, in the mixture of sand and charcoal, the particles are visible there. We can see sand particles, we can see charcoal particles separately, though in a mixture. But here you cannot see salt separately in water in a mixture. So it is a homogeneous mixture. They are thoroughly mixed, distributed throughout the water. Next thing is mixture and its types. A mixture is a substance which has more than one type of molecules present. Mixture should have more than one type of molecules. They can be segregated into 2 or more components by physical methods. The distinction by which the different kinds of molecules are distributed uniformly, that is homogeneous mixture, which are distributed unevenly, called as non-homogeneous or heterogeneous mixture. See, we shall see the difference. Homogeneous mixture, the mixture that have uniform distribution of different kinds of molecules throughout the substance, like salt water. And what is heterogeneous mixture? Mixture that have not uniform distribution through of different kinds of mixture, like sand and charcoal powder mixing. The molecules are distributed uniformly and the substances are mixed completely, appearing as a single phase. The salt water completely it will appear as single, but it will not appear as single phase. This is not uniform distribution. They have distinct phases. For example, sandy water, muddy water, sand will be settled down and water will be in the upper layer. In the same fashion with mud, soil. A mixture may contain any number of constituents. Let us consider the mixture of iron and sulfur. Okay, both are elements. We will discuss in the next slide. See now, compounds and mixtures, differences between compounds and mixture. Will be fixed composition. Water is a compound H2O. If you take any of the molecule, we will get 2 hydrogen atoms and 1 oxygen. There will be fixed ratio there. And in case of mixture, there will not be any fixed ratio. It may be any composition. Properties of individual constitutes not retained. Here in case of compound, once it has become water, it doesn't have hydrogen compounds or oxygen compounds singly. But here there will be no specific properties in case of mixture. Separation of constituents only possible by chemical methods. It can be possible through physical methods. Which one? Mixture. Formation involves energy change and there is no involvement of energy in case of mixture. So a mixture may contain any number of constituents. Let us consider a mixture of iron and sulfur. Both are elements. Air is a mixture of oxygen, carbon dioxide used for artificial breathing by person. Oxygen and carbon dioxide are the compounds kind of constituents, and in order to burn the compound we require only oxygen in that air. Okay, total complete air is not useful to burn something, and oxygen is required there. And next thing, we have segregated this homogeneous and heterogeneous in different forms in the table, types of mixture. First we consider starting from solid. Solid may be heterogeneous or homogeneous. Example for homogeneous is alloys. Through alloys, different components, they have been heated, they have been melted and combined together to form a new compound like brass, bronze, steel, etc. They are homogeneous mixture because they cannot get back. Those characteristics of mixture cannot be get back. They will be homogeneous. And heterogeneous is soil, sand and stone. These are heterogeneous mixtures. And next, in case of solid liquid, the homogeneous mixture is seawater, sugar solution or salt water, and heterogeneous mixture is chalk in water and sand in water. These are heterogeneous mixture. And gas solid or solid gas, you take solid gas. Solid gas is example is smoke. Smoke is an example of solid gas. And then go for gas solid, that is homogeneous. Ice cream is an example. Liquid solid, heterogeneous. Misty is an example, that is water droplets in air. And liquid, it may be homogeneous or heterogeneous. Homogeneous will be alcohol and water, lemon and water, lemon juice, that is called lemonade. And non-homogeneous, that is heterogeneous, is petrol and water, oil and water. They will form separate layers, they will not combine. And in case of gas liquid, that is homogeneous, aerated water or soft drinks. Okay, if you open the soft drink bottle, so you will get gas outside. Okay, so that is homogeneous mixture. Gas, air is a homogeneous mixture. Solid gas, heterogeneous mixture, that is smoke. So likewise we can differentiate. Next thing, sodium is a soft metal. See children, here is a beautiful example here. Sodium is a soft metal and which is in solid state at room temperature, and chlorine is gaseous non-metal. But sodium chloride is a brittle solid. Brittle means which can be broken. Brittle solid. So give the reason. So what is the reason? Na plus Cl2 gives rise to NaCl and it will be also solid. So sodium is highly reactive metal. Sodium is metal and which is highly reactive. Chlorine is non-metal which is once again highly reactive. When they chemically combined, since they are more reactive, they will combine chemically. If they are not reactive, they will not combine chemically. Okay. If they combine chemically, they form sodium chloride, a stable brittle solid due to strong ionic bonds. In future we are going to learn ionic bond, covalent bond, coordinate covalent bond, like that. Okay. Up to now you just listen things. Ionic bond between the positively charged sodium and negatively charged chloride ions. So likewise that sodium chloride is going to be formed. Next thing, kinds of mixtures, heterogeneous and homogeneous and alloy. In case of heterogeneous mixture, a mixture in which its constituents are not distributed uniformly is called heterogeneous mixture. The most of the mixtures occurring in nature are heterogeneous. For example, soil is a mixture of hundreds of compounds and elements. Its composition changes from place to place because in one place we will have red soil, in other place we have black soil, in other place we are having alluvial soil, we are having different kinds of soils. All the soils are not same, right? So a mixture of sand, salt, charcoal and sulfur is a heterogeneous mixture. We can easily identify each of the constituents of the mixture under a powerful magnifying glass. We can easily observe. Even few things can be observed through our eyes only, with our naked eyes directly. Homogeneous mixture, in case of homogeneous mixture, the two or more substances are evenly distributed throughout the mixture in a fixed ratio, especially In a fixed ratio, it is called as compound. If it is not fixed ratio, it is called generally a homogeneous mixture. Consider a solution of common salt in water. In a homogeneous mixture, because of salt is evenly distributed throughout the water. Okay, we cannot get separate layers of salt and water here. Alloy, this homogeneous mixture of molten metals. If the metal has been heated to a greater temperature, and the metal should be converted into, two metals should be converted into liquid state by heating them into higher temperatures, and they mix and they combine those two liquids, it will form a new material after cooling in solid state, which is commonly called as alloy. For example, brass, it is an alloy of copper and zinc. Bronze is an alloy of copper and tin. Okay, so these are the different things, children. Okay, children, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Thank you, children. Thank you for your patience, and you are giving me good support. I need your support as it is, so that we can learn much things, children. Thank you. Bye.